Hey there hunters, Lord here back with another Monster Hunter Wild set video after the AT Nu-Udra update. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at some Gunlance sets. We're able to mess around with our previous 3-piece Arch-Tempered set just a little bit to gain a little bit of extra skills in order to deal some more damage overall. We've got two different sets we'll be going over today. Firstly, of course, the new 3-piece AT. I have two different setups for it, one for solo that has a little bit more damage but no shockproof, and then a variation of that one meant for multiplayer where you can fit in shockproof. And then we have our old 4-piece Gore, just in case you wanted to take a look at that for references or if you still want to use that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Alright, so up first, before we get into the sets, let's go ahead and talk about our best gun lances. For all three shelling types, Ardian right now is technically the best. You can still, of course, use the Guardian Arcveld for wide if you prefer. Anything with slightly strong shelling is going to be okay, so if you prefer a different weapon, then you're more than welcome to change it, but ideally you will want an Ardian with 3 attack infusions and at least 4 attack reinforces. The final reinforcement doesn't really matter. If you can get 5 attack, that is technically the absolute best, but since Wyrmstake and shelling don't care about sharpness, we don't really need to worry about it too much. So if you get like 4 attack and an affinity, that's totally fine. That's what I have on my wide Ardian Gunlance, and it is more than passable for this stage of the game. As far as our decorations go, our skill priority is load shells level 2, artillery level 3, and then offensive guard level 3. These are all just damage stacking skills. So you'll see in all the Ardian Gunlances, we have Artillery 3, Offensive Guard 3, and Load Shells 2. These are the best weapon skills for Gunlance as of right now. Also, before anyone asks, the Corn Popper is terrible. Of course, it can hit pretty hard for Wyvern's Fire and stuff like that, but it has really low base raw. It's not that good. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't code it into the game as not being good. If you want to use the Corn Popper just for the merit of it, of course, like I said before, you're more than welcome to use whatever weapon you like. I personally just prefer to throw on the Laird over my Ardian. Building sets in Monster Hunter like these ones takes a lot of skill and know-how, and luckily we have awesome tools like set builders, skill searchers, a bunch of the great theory crafters that put together awesome guides, and YouTube videos much like the one you're watching now that help us understand how to combine the multitude of sets, skills, and bonuses we have in Monster Hunter into a powerful set fit to take on the endgame. Coding is no different. With a wide variety of languages and functions, it can seem really daunting to pick up on immediately, but that's where today's sponsor Boot.dev comes in. Much like the many tools that we have to learn to build sets in Monster Hunter, Boot.dev offers fun and engaging tools to help you learn to code hands-on. You can learn incredible back-end development skills in popular coding languages like Python, SQL, TypeScript, and many more. I've even been able to string together some pretty interesting code, even without any previous experience, as you're able to see in the background footage now. With their engaging tools, you'll never get bored of learning, so whether you want to get into back-end development as a career, or if you want to try your hand at building your own game or website, Boot.dev has all the lessons you'll need to be an adept coder in no time. You can create an account on Boot.dev totally for free, which allows you to demo their interactive courses, again at no cost, and by using my link down in the description and pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now and using code LordViettner, you can get 25% off of your entire first year on their annual plan. There's even a 30-day no questions asked refund policy, so you can give these interactive learning processes a try totally risk-free. If you can master the arts of set building with all the intricacies Monster Hunter has to offer, then learning to code with Boot.dev will be an absolute breeze. Huge thanks to Boot.dev for their continued support of the channel. Now let's get back into the video. So for the armor in our first set, we'll be running the Duna Wildhelm Gamma, the Udra Miremail Gamma, the Omega Vambraces Alpha, the Ray Sandcoil Gamma, the Mizutsune Greaves Beta, and the Latent Power 3 Charm. For our decorations in the head, we want an earplugs and a counter jewel. In the chest, 2 Challenger Jewels. In the arms, a Challenger and Mighty Jewel. And in the legs, we'll have a Challenger Jewel. Now, overall, Counter-Strike isn't super useful if you're able to block and stay away from damage all of the time. But I notice for me personally, when I'm doing a lot of those full burst combos, I tend to get animation locked quite a bit, and I'll get hit. So if I'm getting hit, I might as well activate a skill that's going to give me a ton of extra raw to boost my shelling and Wyrmstake damage. Overall, for skills, we of course have Lord's Soul with 3 pieces of Gamma armor in order to give us plus 5% raw attack. Again, this just compounds and adds to everything, making it super strong. We lose 5% defense, but we also gain Guts. So if we activate our Guts and save ourselves from being one-shot, you lose the 5% raw attack, but you get 5% defense and plus 3 to all elemental resistances. It's really just a super comfy set bonus. For skills, we have Latent Power and Agitator at level 5, Artillery, Offensive Guard, Counter-Strike, and Maximum Might all at level 3, Guard, Load Shells, Peak Performance, Earplugs, and Burst at level 2, and then Divine Blessing at level 1. The reason we're going for such high crit here is that our Wyrmstakes can crit. That happened a few updates ago, and those are a pretty hefty chunk of our damage overall, so going for around 100% crit is pretty good. Now, Latent Power uptime is going to be pretty hit or miss, but even without it, we're sitting around 50% crit here, so it's not too big of a deal if we don't have it up. Of course, like I said at the beginning, we'll go over a 4-piece Gore set that has a much more consistent crit, so if you're struggling with Latent Power uptime, or if you don't want to use 3-piece AT armor and you like 4 Gore for the 8th month in a row, then we'll have that for you a little bit later. One quick change you can make to this set is swapping out the Mizu legs for the Nu-Udra Myregreaves Beta, as this will get us Burst 1 as well as a level 1 slot that we can open up to fit in Shock Absorber. So by dropping just 1 level of burst from the previous set, we can gain this level 1 slot, so you can take this into multiplayer at really a negligible damage loss. Now, of course, here is the 4-piece Gore set. You're all used to seeing this. You know what skills to expect here. It has lower crit, but it's much more consistent crit than the previous set. We have the Gore Helm, Vambrace's Coil, and Greaves Beta, the Numinous Shroud Beta with the Maximum Might Charm 3. Of course, we have Challenger Jewels, Earplug Jewels, Chain Jewels, Sane Jewels, pretty much everything you're used to seeing here. You have a free level 1 and level 2 decoration slot. You can feel free to throw in whatever you'd like there, make your set more comfortable, fit in some extra quality of life, totally up to you. Again, the reason this set is so strong, and we're still seeing it in our meta sets 8 months down the line, is that it gives us a lot of bonus raw and affinity while we are both inflicted with the frenzy and after we clear it. It's guaranteed extra raw whether you're inflicted with the frenzy or you cleared it, and very solid uptime on our extra critical chance from antivirus. Overall, again, just a super good set. You gain some evade windows, some coalescence, you have a level of flinch free, so you don't necessarily have to spec in a shockproof here if you don't want to. Overall, super solid set, but I know a lot of people are super tired of this, so I went ahead and threw together the previous set in the armor set searcher just to find a way to combine as many great skills as possible while not being forced to continue to run with 4-piece Gore. So here you have some pretty decent options overall, pretty high damage, decent survivability. Again, we're getting guard level 2 on all of these. You're welcome to swap around to offensive guard for perhaps guard up if you're going against a harder opponent, like if you're trying to go up against Savage Omega or something like that. Dropping that little bit of extra attack for that survivability is probably a good idea, so again, you get some customization here and there. Again, if you're doing the Omega fight, you can obviously drop earplugs, you don't need it, so you could go for other skills like Part Breaker in order to get those leg breaks sooner. You have a lot of options, a lot of customizability, but I will of course leave that up to what you decide you need for each individual hunt that you take on. So that's going to do it for today's video. Huge thanks again to Boot.dev for sponsoring and supporting the channel. If you head down to the link in the description, scan the QR code now, and use code LordViettner at checkout, you can get 25% off of your first payment on Boot.dev. If you did enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe for more Monster Hunter content just like this. With all that being said, I want to wish you guys a great day and happy hunting.